Senior correspondent Terry Malefsky has been covering Air India since the day it happened. Terry.
Well, Peter, you might think that after 30 years, the memories would start to fade. Not really. It's not for nothing that the anniversary of the Air India bombing was chosen as the National Day for Victims of Terrorism. As the Prime Minister marked the moment with a wreath-laying in Ottawa, he was joined by one of hundreds for whom the day is unforgettable.
For some Canadians, it's probably a historical event. For us, we live it every day.
Sushil Gupta, then just 12 years old, lost his mother.
As victims, we know the experience of losing a loved one to terrorism. And I would say that this day is important because we have to not only never forget, but we have to look forward. What are we doing to keep our country safe so other people don't lose loved ones like we did?
That question lingers 30 years after that morning when Air India's Flight 182 to London and New Delhi was off the coast of Ireland, and controllers at Shannon Airport heard a brief cry. Then Flight 182 fell silent and disappeared from radar. A controller at Shannon kept calling.
Air India 182 Shannon. Air India 182 Shannon.
It was no good. A suitcase bomb had wiped out 329 passengers and crew. The suspects were a group of Sikh extremists in BC fighting for an independent state. And yet their leader, Talwinder Parmar, is honored today with a poster at this Sikh temple in Surrey, BC. For some, Canada's worst mass murderer is considered a hero.
You would think that people would have moved on from those radical thoughts from 30 years ago, and we're at a new place in our history. So I'm very saddened to hear that.
Lata Pada lost her husband and 2 daughters. She sees many lessons unlearned.
Terrorism is not something that happens in other parts of the world. It happens right in Canada and can continue to happen.
In the Air India case, only one man, the bomb maker Inderjit Rayat, was ever convicted. He remains in prison for lying at the trial of 2 others, Ripudaman Malik and Ajay Bagri, who were acquitted. Parmar was killed by the Indian police in 1992. And yet Parmar's name lives on as a revered martyr for die-hard Sikh separatists, mostly in BC and Ontario. And the police investigation lives on too. The RCMP have not given up hope that someone will finally talk. Peter.
Now, Terry, you've been on this story for all 30 years. What stands out for you about what's changed over those years?
Well, I'll mention one astonishing thing, and that is that Sikh extremism has pretty well died out everywhere except Canada. Even in the Sikh homeland of Punjab, it's faded away, and Canada's really the only place in the world now where you can still find people who believe that the Air India bombers were heroes.
All right, Terry, thanks very much. Terry Malefsky in Ottawa tonight. Well, we've put Terry's 2003 documentary about the Air India investigation back up on our website. Air India Cover-Up looks at how police bungled the probe into the bombings.